Van's all packed down, ready to move for the first time properly in 3 weeks. Just been to Amesbury and back, so back to leave Stonehenge. If you watched last week's video, you'll know the catastrophe we've had with vans. Well, we now got 2 vans road legal, so we're heading to my dad's. I got parcels to pick up, and depending on the weather, we're going to see if we get anything done on Aiden's van, any holes welded up. But if not, it's not to worry, we'll find some other jobs. Got bits to do on this and stuff. So yeah, I'll catch you guys when we're at my dad's. A bit of driving footage for the first time on this channel for a while, which is weird because it's a van channel. Let's just drive it. So, hello everyone, we made it. Currently changing alternators. So, this is the old one. Ready? Yeah, that's not meant to sound like that. That's Aiden going off on his bike. So yeah, I've got a new one. Let me show you that. Over here is the new one, and this is the original type, which is Aiden's old Lucas one. But yeah, this is the new one, Lucas. And it's got a bigger pulley like the original one, because my current one has a smaller pulley. If you look at that, that's a 60mm pulley, and that's only a baby 55. So yeah, it's got a snazzy cap too, look in there. So yeah, oh yeah, before I put this on though, I got to put the bracket on. This bracket I got to put on because my one has snapped here, I think. Goes that way on the engine, and my bottom one's snapped, so need a new one. But I think it's because these alternator are slightly smaller, so I'm going to stick a washer in the gap, otherwise it will snap this new one. Well, I say new one, look at it, and that goes in there like that and sits on the engine. So yeah, but as you see, there's a bit of a gap. You might not be able to see that, but there's a bit of a gap and it wobbles. So, need some thin washers. But before then, bolt this to the engine. Well, the alternator bracket is off. Where is it? Here it is. Very oily. I was just looking down the side of the crank seal. Sorry about the rain on the lens. I was just looking down the side of the crank because there's all that oil. I think it is the front crank seal that's leaking. But yeah, that's where it's sheared off. So yeah, goodbye to that. And I'm gonna fit that one now. Put all the bolts in it so I know where they go, so they go in the same holes. They were really easy to come out, so hopefully I don't shear any putting them back in. I'm gonna crack on because the rain's here. Okay, so Aiden got his oil change done, and I got the alternator on. I managed to find some super skinny washers. And that is the smaller belt, the 20mm, and it only just squeezed over the alternator pulley, but then I was able to use the proper tensioning method and got it nice and tight. So now that is proper tight 20mm belt, and nice big 115 Lucas alternator, and yeah, should be good for the winter now. And although one of the connections on the back snapped, one of the ring terminals snapped, so I'm just going to run another 6mm cable, because then it can do up to 140 amp, because at the moment it's only supported for about 100 amp. So yeah, kind of need to uprate the cabling, but my V2V is off at the moment, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, the pulley is 60mm, which is the same as the original one, whereas my last one, 10 amp, had a 55mm pulley, so that's taken off a bit. And now there is no squeak, I'm happy to announce. Oh, and the alternator bracket obviously is on, and I cleaned it all up underneath, so it's looking well tidy now. until some more oil spills out and makes it all look black again. But for now it's looking well tidy. I might take a picture of that, and yeah, nice and tight belt. But now, next job is onto the shock absorbers, which are these Monroe Magnums. They weren't the cheapest, but they weren't the most expensive, because I didn't want to get the cheapest, but I don't have the money for the most expensive, so I went kind of mid-range. And yeah, they look pretty good. So I'm going to swap these out with those, and hopefully they are the same. They said they fit, and that would be nice. Yeah, that looks like it fits. Yeah, put those Monroe signs there. You look well smart when you look underneath. Honestly, the MOT guy's going to be like, there's been some money spent on this. Look, she's still pretty clean, even without a jet wash for the last month and a half. And going on the drove, it's still very, yeah, very, not very muddy, to be fair. Okay, so hello everyone. So in here, you can see down there, well you can't, but where that black thing goes down, just behind the belt, there, black thing comes down, that's the new shock and new tensioner arm, and new 20mm belt, which does fit. And then under here you can see the new alternator, and the fan and everything, and it's all lovely, new alternator bracket. And it runs sweet as days. I'll turn it on in a minute. Old shocks, I'll show you them in a minute. Old alternator bracket, shock and tensioner arm. I'll show you what I'm doing under there, which I need to get finished. But here are new mud flaps as well, as you can see. Look at that. So they just sit there, and they should stop this happening here. I'm going to get the jet wash out, but they should stop that happening. And then over here, as you saw me kind of fitting yesterday, got the new Monroe shock absorbers, both sides. So yeah, looking sweet now. And we adjusted the brakes, and this one needed a bit on the rear chute, needed about 4 or 5 clicks, quite a few. But now we're good as days on this van too. So what are we doing under here, you might ask? Well, taking down the anti-roll bar, as you can see there it is. So I've taken the clamps off the axle that hold the roll bar in, and those bushes. And I've taken the bolts off the top of the drop link, because we can't get these bolts out here off the bottom of the drop link. But it won't come off the top, so I'm going to put that nut back on, because it's a welded in bolt. And then I'm going to get the angle grinder in there, cut that open and put a new M12 bolt in, because I've got some. And these are the new bushes just here. That's what they look like. So that will go in there. And then same on that side as well. So I just need to get the angle grinder out now, cut down there, put a new bolt in, press them in. These ones should just fall out there that loose. And then yeah, once that's all done, I can do the front clamps, which are these bushes with this metal cap on the top with a U-bolt that goes over it and goes around the axle. So they're all ready and off. Just grinder and put them in. Oh, and as you might have noticed, Aiden's gone. Aiden and Biff have gone now, and Callie. So Peps is no longer here. They're on their way, doing other things, and then they'll be back here in 2 weeks to do the actual welding that we were supposed to do. Anyway, I'm going to crack on getting the angle grinder out, and I'll see you guys later. So here's what it sounds like with the gearbox rattle. Much quieter. It's honestly so quiet. Let's go to the end of May, where you can't hear that as much. And look at that. And look how true everything down there is. Very nice. Just trundles along. None of your new 2020 vans in 2030, when they're 30 years old, are going to sound this good. With 250,000 miles on the clock. This is a beast, this is. Okay, so once I've sorted out the GoPro from being an absolute pain in the ass. Okay, we're here. I got the bushes out just now, angle grinded the bolts off. So yeah, and then obviously the bar came out, and I've just realised I can do it all the pressing out here. I'll show you what I'm going to use to press them in. But yeah, so then we got, this is one bush, this is the better of them, this was the near side bush. But look at that, there's a hole there, it's worn there, it's peeling away, you know. And this one came out the centre bit first. The centre bit came out first because it just comes out. And then, yeah, so yeah, that one's really gone. This was the driver's side one, the offside. So yeah, they definitely need doing, but the top ones aren't as bad because I can't get the bushes out, so we'll leave them for now. I've got them here, but yeah. And then these are the two new ones. Solid, tough rubber. Got to press them in, lots of WD-40 to grease them up, or even actual grease or copper grease or something. I have got some actual grease, some white grease, so I'll use that to push them in. And I'll show you the pressing tool I'm going to use. It's very simple. So I gave this bar a clean with some brake cleaner, and you can see where I painted it before and where it was up against the axle, where it's really rusty. I'm not going to bother painting it because it's really never going to rust. Just because I don't actually have any paint on me, I'm not going to go shop just to paint this. So yeah, never mind. We're going to put these in there with lots of WD-40, which is under the van. I need to get that. And some grease. Actually, we should be good without the WD-40, just grease. And then this is the tool. It is a big washer and then two washers, one bigger and one smaller, because I didn't have the right size one. But it doesn't matter, because what happens, well, I'll show you in a minute. So these are an M12 in the middle. You put that through. I've only put the smaller washer on for now because I shouldn't need the other one. And then you put that on. And then you put the nut on. And then some grease, which I'm going to do now before I forget. So messy job, grease. But I'll take this out and we'll wipe some off here. Just want to get some. Then you want to smear it around the bush. Probably is a good idea. Yeah, so that's all greased up, the bush is itself. I'm going to get a bit more and I'm going to grease the hole. I've done this with the rear one under the van when the box was still on before I ever took it off. But yeah, this is just pulling them in. With these little bushes, you don't really have to worry about them being straight because they kind of just pull themselves in. With the big leaf springs, it's a bit more important. I've never done them before. I will be doing them one day, but probably next year. But yeah, just an M12 and you just keep on doing it up and it will push it in. Although at the moment it just seems to be squashing it, but it should go. Plenty of grease on there. So then what you want to do is, sometimes it won't go in all the way. I don't know if you can still see, and I hope it's still recording. Yeah, it should be still good. Then I do this, and then it pushes it through a bit more, because otherwise the washer, this side, was stopping it. And I'm going to go till this washer touches the metal, and then that's as far as I can possibly go, really. So. And you just back it off. Yeah, I'm going to say that's enough, because it'll adjust as it spins and turns at first anyway. Yeah, I'm going to call that a win. So now onto the other side before it rains. It's raining now. And then I've got to do my mum's awning because she's just turned up. So I'll crack on with the other side, and I'll see you once it's probably on the van, because I can't really be asked to film anything else because it's raining. Okay, well that was an absolute pain in the arse to get done, but it's done now. And as you can see there, I cut the bolts down, new bolts, new bushes, and then there as well, new bushes, and new bolt over there as well. So it's all looking very nice under here. New exhaust obviously, and very nice, well looked after chassis now, and everything that goes is being replaced before everything's replaced. So yeah, let's get out from under here because I'm sick of it under here. Honestly, it's so oily under there. from my slow oil leaks. Never lose any oil, just that slow, it just kind of makes a mess. It's also quite a good preserver, but yeah. Oily. It's all done now. Ready to go. Discs another time. I'm going to buy wheel bearings as well. Do them at the same time because you have to take the hubs off to do these bearings. I mean, to do these discs. So you might as well do the bearing as well. But anyway, it's just starting to spit again. It's threatening to rain. Still hasn't, so that's good. I'm going to put the power away, put everything away, and then when my mum gets back, we'll do that. But for now, I think I'm going to end this video here. I know it's been short and I know it's been boring. But last week was... I thought it was boring as well, but I put it together and I was quite happy with it. One of you said you preferred the longer videos, so that one was like 20 minutes, so yeah, a bit better, a bit longer. But for now, I've also got to get my washing in before it rains. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Make sure you hit that like button, drop a comment down below, subscribe if you're not already, and hit that bell icon, and I'll see you next week.